Boom. Oh, we got our first guest. Let's do it. Rock and roll. Lukasz. Wierzbicki?
Yeah, you can say it this way.
No,
you gotta
tell us how
to say it.
Wierzbicki. Hey.
Wierzbicki.
Yeah.
Good morning. Good morning.
Wierzbicki?
Wierzbicki.
Wierzbicki. Try one more time.
Start with V.
Oh.
Wierzbicki.
Oh, Wierzbicki.
Yeah.
Okay. Headphones, and you can grab this and just extend it if you want to be a little further away from the table. I think I just seen you at Top Rank. No, you was at Top Rank Monday?
That was Friday. That's
Today
Friday,
is when? Not this Monday?
No. That was last Friday. I sparred Dinar.
Yeah, Lunosinoff. Oh, that was Friday.
Yeah.
You look, you have more hair. When I seen you, obviously you took the headgear off after sweating. It looked like you, I don't know, you look different today.
Oh, do I?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is it
Even
worse
in
or
the
better?
ring. Even in the ring, you look whiter. You look like you got a tan. You've been running out here?
Yeah, and it's hot, so you just kind of like.
Were you running
melting.
yesterday? Because
You're
yesterday
melting.
was insane.
Yeah,
It's about 106.
Yeah. So for Poland, like you never get these, right?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It's always cold.
It's not always cold, but summer it gets to like 95 or something, right?
Okay.
And then you come here and it's like 115 or something, 110. Then it's you're just melting, right?
Mm-hmm. So when did you start boxing?
I was like 16 when I started, and I started off kickboxing.
Okay.
So I was a national champion a few times. Was a European champion, and then when I was 22, I moved to Canada, and I turned pro. Like,
Was it easy to get into Canada?
No, it wasn't easy actually. I had to go through like a lot of stuff like with immigration, right?
Did you need someone in Canada to kind of what is it called? For us Latinos, someone has to either sponsor you or
they have to. You have to have a job offer if you come to Canada, right? Then they will let
Do they consider boxing a job?
No. So I started off just like working like I was a roofer for a bit. Then I was a safety officer, and I was boxing part-time. So I had my first 11
You have
fights.
amazing English. Did you learn in Canada or was this back in Poland?
I finished university and I took languages at university. So I have a bachelor's at languages. But it took like my bachelor took me 7 years. And it's supposed to be 3, right?
And that was because of the English
all of the breaks I had to take because of
boxing.
all of my like fights and traveling and stuff, right? So yeah, it was a journey.
So how far did you make it as an amateur? What's your amateur record?
I didn't have an amateur fight in boxing, just kickboxing.
Okay.
So when I went,
That's like Tyrone Spun, right?
Yeah, Tyrone
Yeah,
Spahn.
he started off kickboxing,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. And Big Baby Miller.
Big Baby Miller. Yeah, Jerome Miller.
He didn't have amateur fights.
I think he did have amateur boxing fights, but he started off kickboxing.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, I just I kind of did the same thing, and it was kind of late for me when I started boxing because I was like 22. So I was just thinking to myself, I'm like, hey, like if I want to like stay amateur for the next 3-4 years, I'm gonna be like 26 when I turn pro, right?
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's interesting. So what made you choose boxing? Why boxing, do you think?
I always went to spar boxers when I was in like
Kickboxing.
Poland. Yeah, so I still like sparred boxers, right? Just to get ready for the fights. And I was always doing good against them, right? And then whenever I kickboxed, I basically won my fights just by my like boxing skills, right? So then I went to Canada and I went to like just like a gym that I found online, right? And I sparred some dude there. He was already a pro.
So did you find the gym online before you got there?
Before I went to Canada,
Okay,
I just
so
went
you-
online to the city I was going to. I just looked up some
What city
gyms.
did you end up in?
Calgary.
Calgary.
Oh, Calgary. Oh, my
Okay.
God. That's so far out. I have a friend in Calgary.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of snow in Calgary.
Oh, it was cold. So I went from like extreme.
Wait, so
colds
did you
to
end
extreme
up
heat.
boxing? Did you end up boxing in Olympias?
No.
No. That's
was-
probably one of the big. Well,
What's
maybe I'm making it bigger than it is. Maybe.
What was the name of the gym?
I boxed at Beaumont Boxing Club.
Okay.
It was called the Beaumont. Yeah.
Beaumont Boxing Club. Okay. So talk to us about obviously the time in Canada, and I mean that is where you got your career started.
Yeah.
And then the transition here.
So I had my first. I had my first 11 fights in Poland. And then after my 11th fight, I went to watch boxing show in Brooklyn, in New York, and there was a Polish guy fighting Steve Cunningham, Krzysztof Głowacki.
Okay.
He beat Hook for the world championship, light heavyweight.
Light.
Marco Hook.
Marco Hook.
Oh, Marco Hook.
Who beat him?
Krzysztof Głowacki.
From Poland.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
cruiserweight.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I went to watch his fight, and
At the Prudential Center here in America.
no, that was in Brooklyn. Barclays Center.
Okay.
And I met a manager from Poland there, and we just talked a little bit. And he's like, "Hey, like if you want to fight in Poland, like I'll sign you, right?" So yeah, that's how it started. And I kind of wanted to, to move on with my career. And this guy had a deal with the television and stuff, so I was like, okay, well, let's do it. So yeah, I just moved back to Poland, and I stayed in Poland for like next 4 years or 5 years, I don't remember. So yeah, and now I'm here.
Amazing. So what brings you to Las Vegas in America? Because obviously you're in Canada, Quebec, and Montreal's pretty big for boxing.
Yep.
Why come to Vegas in America?
I came specifically for the coach, Eric Belanger.
Okay, with Split T.
Split T Boxing Club.
Okay.
Yeah.
Isn't that Castillo Clayton's trainer?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. So I met him in Canada because I went there for training camp, and we were supposed to work together, but that was just before COVID happened, right? So when the COVID started, like I had to move back to Poland because I was still under the contract. So it would be impossible for me to go back and forth for fights, right? So I went to Canada first for training camp with Eric, and it was good. Everything was good. But then like the COVID started, so I had to move back to Poland to be able to fight, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then I had to like just stay in Poland for like next 2 years until all the COVID thing like is lifted, right?
Okay.
But now I can travel back and forth, so yeah, it's gonna be easier. So yeah, I just came like specifically for Eric and to train with Eric, right?
Okay.
So
And I know-
when did you get here?
So
Sorry.
hold on, was the gym that you got, was that Eric's gym? Because I know he started, so the pandemic brought him from Canada to Vegas. So
the state.
was it his gym that you were training at in Canada?
Yeah. That
Okay.
was his gym, and then like the COVID started, so I was supposed to fight in March in Poland. That was like 2019 or something, or 2020, and then like all of these COVID things like started to spread, right?
Mm-hmm.
So my manager called me and he's like, "Hey, like the fight is off. You might as well just go home because like we don't know what's gonna happen with the flights and stuff, right?" So I actually caught the last flight possible to go back to Poland, right? And I didn't have a ticket. I didn't have nothing, right? To go back because
From here.
from Canada, because my ticket was scheduled like right before the fight, but since the fight got canceled, right? I was like, shit, like I gotta go back.
You
right?
got to go back. So how'd you end up getting a ticket to make it back?
Well, I just packed all of my stuff, right? Just showed up at the airport.
And bought it on
I
the
just went to the ticket office and I just like, hey, like, I'm here, like I've been training and I have to like go back home like somehow, right?
Okay.
So this lady at the ticket office, she's like, you know what, your flight is with Air Canada, but there is another flight with the Polish Airlines a lot that's going back to Poland, and it's actually like the last flight possible. And if you don't catch this flight, then you're just gonna be stuck here. So Air Canada and this Polish Airlines, they have some kind of a deal, in these cases, like you don't have to pay for anything for like
Wow.
for the flight, right?
So-
So they just put me on a plane and I went
sent you
back.
back.
Oh, so they just they just did like a ticket transfer?
No.
Yeah, something like that.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Wow. That's
That's good. So-
definitely.
So obviously a big difference from the code now here. You're in Vegas. Eric has a gym here and everything. So talk to us about how that's been. Obviously just got done sparring the IBO welterweight champ. A lot of quality work and sparring out here. How has that been?
Well, the biggest difference between Poland and here is sparring, right? A lot of quality sparring, good quality sparring, right? Because back home, if you want to spar like a good guy, good dude, like you have to travel for like 6 hours to get to his gym, right?
One way.
Yeah. And
Especially you in Calgary. Forget about it. How long did you stay in Calgary? Did you ever decide to leave and go maybe to Montreal, Quebec or something closer?
well, I've been to Calgary like most of the time. I never like tried to.
So it was definitely difficult to get sparring in Calgary.
Yeah. Like they didn't have as many fighters as here, right? Because here, like you can call any gym and it's like, hey, like I need a welterweight, and they're like, okay, I got 4, you know.
Right.
So you sparring today? You going to Top Rank today or no?
Actually, I'm flying home for a couple of weeks.
What?
Just for a couple of weeks, you know, just because I don't have a date yet.
Okay.
Like a fight
So
date.
you're going to see the family?
Just to see the family, and I'll be back before the training, like before the training camp starts. We're thinking that I'm gonna fight at the end of August. So this couple of weeks, you know, I'm just gonna spend with my family a little bit, and then I'm coming back in the next 2 weeks. So
Okay.
So yeah,
So you said you're hoping in August?
end of August.
End of
early
August.
So you're
September.
with David McWaters as well? Split team management, or are you just training out the gym?
I just train at the gym.
Okay.
Yeah.
What did you think of your work with the IBO champion, Danir Yelenusinov?
It's really good. That was a very good work.
Is that the most experienced fighter you've been in with, both amateur and pro experience, or you think you've been in there with more experienced world champions?
I sparred Keith Thurman before too.
In Florida?
Yeah, that was before his fight with Manny Pacquiao.
Oh, he brought you in?
Yeah, because they needed a left-handed sparring partner, right? And
You're southpaw.
Yeah. And I was in Florida at that time. So they just brought me in for sparring. So I stayed there for like 3 weeks, sparring Thurman. What can I say? They both very skilled.
No, I think you probably had a better time with Thurman. He's a little more reserved with his punches. I think Yelenusinov throws a lot of punches, right? He's high activity, no?
I didn't find him like high activity.
No.
But what I found is like his timing is really like he has a really good timing, right? So he don't waste punches, right? He knows when to throw and how to throw, right? With Keith Thurman, like what was different, like I think it was actually opposite. Like he was the one like throwing more than
Really?
Yeah. Or maybe it's my style that would just like made
Pressure.
Yeah.
So had forced him to fight. Wow.
yeah.
I didn't think of timing. I'm going to have to look at him today. That man spars every day, so I'm going to have to see is it the time. I thought he just lets his hands go.
Like for me, like I said, it's the timing that was actually like, oh shit, like yeah, he knows exactly like when to throw the punch, right? So yeah, that was quite impressive.
Good experience for you,
Oh,
you
yeah.
would say?
Yeah, of course. So you know, I think that's the way. If you want to like level up, like if you want to go up, then you have to like surround yourself with these top level dudes, right?
Oh, yeah.
And you have to like go into sparring, and it also like helps you mentally, right? Because back home, like I said, you want to spar a good fighter, like you have to travel and stuff, but this guy is not the type of guy that you guys have a top rank or something, right? So if you spar all of these top level dudes and you can go against them like toe to toe, you're like, hey, like I can go with pretty much anybody, right? So that gives you that confidence, and you know, then you go into a fight with, you know, the guy that, you know, like 14 and 3 or something, like, hey, like I just sparred an Olympic gold medalist. I can go against pretty much anybody into the
Absolutely. It gives you the confidence. Gives you the confidence.
Yep.
Would you say that being here has shown you need to work on stamina, or that your stamina was on par with the elite level fighters you were sparring?
My stamina was good, But what it showed me is
Now, don't think any of these questions are based off anything I seen.
Yeah,
I'm just simply asking because obviously you've already made it clear that in Canada and in Poland you don't get the level of work you get here.
Yeah.
So we were talking about this kid that you probably seen at Top Rank. He comes with Jorge Capotillo. He kind of looks like Canelo with the clear skin and blue eyes or whatever. He's from Mexico, and you can tell that he hasn't been getting that Top Rank type of work. That he needs to build a little bit more. So just asking if the stamina was on par for these elite level American fighters or American television fighters.
Yeah, what I think is just being calm in this type of sparring, because obviously when you go against the world champion or against Olympic gold medalist, you kind of oh shit, I don't know what to expect.
Yeah.
Right? And that can take away a lot of
cause anxiety.
Yeah. Right? But like I said, if you get this working here and you get comfortable with it, you just, if your stamina is on point, right? Then I think you should be all right.
What do you do to build stamina? What do you recommend? Do you think it's more sparring or more running? Or it has to be a combination of both?
I would say it's a combination of both. But for me, to increase my stamina, I do the Airdyne. That's a killer.
The what?
Like the air bike.
Oh, air bikes.
Yeah, and then
the one with the fan?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
You think that builds stamina?
Oh, that's a killer, man.
Really?
Because you work all of your muscles, right? All of the parts of your body are working, hands, legs, and everything, right? So
But you're sitting.
Yeah.
Is that the?
No, it's the fan bike with the fan in the front, right? The front is not a tire; it's a fan, and you go like this.
Yeah. That's what I mostly do. Yeah. And I go in intervals, right? So let's say I fight a 3-minute round, so I go for 3 minutes. I try to keep the RPMs up as high as I can. So you just go a fight time, right? You go 10 round fight. You're gonna do 12 of these, right? But you have to keep the RPMs at some level, right? So you don't just go as fast as you can. You have to keep the RPMs at the level.
Keep a good heart rate. I get you.
Yeah.
Totally get you. So do you have any, I guess, I don't want to say dream, but for lack of a better word, dream promoters or dream situations that you want to be in?
Or maybe
I
a
would
dream.
want to fight. You know what? I would want to fight some world champion or ex-world champion. That's a kind of a thing I would like to achieve. I'm not saying about that I'm gonna whoop them or something, right? But for me,
what do you think of Chris Van Heerden? Have you heard of him?
Yeah. He just
think that's a good fight for you.
He just lost to Conor Benn, right?
Yes.
That would be a good fight. Yeah, that would be a good fight.
Have you seen Sebastian Formella?
Yeah,
also lost to
he lost to Conor Benn too.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are the names.
He lost first to Porter.
Yeah. Okay.
Sean Porter beat him.
Yeah, these are the names that I could take on.
Do you think your team can get those type of names for you?
They working on a deal right now.
Okay.
I think
Working on what kind of deal? Network deal or managerial deal?
Managerial.
Okay.
Deal, right? So I have faith in them, right?
Has the owner of Split T seen you spar Castillo? Have you sparred Castillo?
Yeah. I sparred him, but I sparred him before the COVID started. So I sparred him when we were still in Canada. I didn't spar him before his fight with Ennis.
But did is his name Tony? What's his name? The gym owner?
Oh, I don't know. The coach or
the coach.
Eric.
Coach Eric, yeah.
Did he see you spar him though?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Of course.
He witnessed it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So he coaches Castillo too, right?
No, I know.
So yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Sometimes coaches are not there all the time when you spar. You might have sparred at Top Rank. Was he there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No. Eric is on point on that.
He's very hands on.
Right? So yeah, and then after every sparring we just talk what I did good, what I did wrong, what should I improve on, right? So Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just trying to see if it was something he's seen because now he's working with you. And obviously, like you said, you guys are working on a managerial deal. So I'm assuming that'll end up with a split T because that's who he works with.
Well, I don't want to like say too much.
No, of course not. Of course not. I'm just a fisherman, man. I'm always fishing, trying to get the information. Let me see here if we have any posts from the people. You have anything while I look for this on Patreon?
Yeah,
please?
I just wanted to ask, what was the last boxing fight that got you excited? Like you're watching it, you're maybe yelling at the TV or, you know, getting out of your seat. What was the last boxing fight that got you excited?
Oh, that's a good question.
Did you not watch Tank versus Rolly?
Actually, I didn't watch this one, just the highlights.
Wow.
Yeah. I just watched recently like Haney versus Cambosis.
What'd you think
Actually,
of that?
Haney.
You sparred Haney while you were out here?
No. What was impressive to me is that Haney was able to stick to his game plan so good for like 12 rounds, right? So the way he was throwing the jab in the first round, it was the same way when he did it in the 12th round, right? It's actually hard to do it for like 12 rounds, and him being at 20, how old is he? Like 24?
23.
23.
Yeah, 23
Yeah,
years
you know,
old.
like usually like these younger guys, they get excited and they're gonna go into a war.
Yeah, I think he showed growth from the Linares fight. That's exactly what you're saying is what happened in the Linares fight, and you know he it was very easy. He was sticking to the game plan. After round 6, he changed and he's like, man, and he started coming forward and putting more punches together, and eventually got caught.
Yeah. And I think with like fighting a guy like George Cambosos, you cannot go into a war with him because that's what he wants from you, right? But Haney stick to his jab, and then jab is what won this fight basically for Haney.
Did Cambosis seem surprisingly fast to you with the Haney fight, or did you think? No, I felt like he was. Like I went back and rewatched it, so I watched it twice and felt like Cambosos was pretty fast. He's pretty good with his counterpunching. You know, even though he didn't do enough to win rounds, every now and then he would counter Haney, and that's why I feel like Haney was throwing the jab and immediately ducking.
Yeah.
Even when Cambosos wouldn't do anything, he was anticipating something always. So he
Something
always
to come back. Yeah.
Always. If you go back and watch it, he never just shot a jab and stood high.
Yeah.
Always went low.
Yeah,
So-
that, and then he was like when George Cambosos was trying to get close to him, he would just like go into a clinch
Tie
right
him up.
away, tie him up, and then it might not be the most exciting fights,
But it
that's
ensured the win.
definitely- Yeah, he won the fight, he got the win, and he didn't take punishment,
At all.
right? And you know that's all it is, you know.
I got Rue in the 504, which is New Orleans, and he is saying, when is your next fight? Which you said you don't know yet, but you're expecting and anticipating August, right?
Yeah, late August. Yeah, late August. That's
And it will be a welterweight fight,
welterweight.
but you won't be looking to make the welterweight limit because there's no belt on the line, right? Like 148, 149?
I usually try to make weight, you know, just to stay
Discipline?
Yeah, you know, and it, you know, like I don't want to keep making 149, and then when the title fight comes, you have trouble making 147, right? So every time I fight, I kind of want to make like 148 the most, right? So yeah, this is going to be a welterweight fight for sure.
You've actually done a really good job at that, but I see you've gone as low as 139, right?
I did it once. I did it a few times.
Did it hurt?
Yeah, the one fight that I had against the guy 20-0, that was a fight.
Robert Talik.
Yeah. That was at 140. I made weight, but it was like I was struggling.
But you didn't have a nutritionist.
No, not at all.
And you didn't have a strength and conditioning coach.
No.
And you didn't have a chef.
Yeah, so you know, like you just kind of like do it yourself.
Yeah, no,
know?
but what I'm saying is you made it on your own. If you have a team, given the right situation, if you had a nutritionist, you had a chef, you'd probably make it easier. It won't affect you. It won't hurt you.
After this fight, I started working with a guy too.
Okay.
Right? And then it just changed, right? So, and even like the way I feel, like on a daily basis, changed too, right?
You have more energy?
Yeah. Because if you don't eat enough, it's almost as bad as eating too much.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It's actually even worse because you're like you don't have energy. You want to sleep all the time, right? You don't want to like talk to anybody, right? And then you have to train twice a day. So yeah, it was hard.
Every day you train twice a day. So what you do, boxing and then strength and conditioning?
Yeah. I do it for 6 days, and Sunday is kind of a day
and
off.
Is your evening session the strength and conditioning, or do you mix that up?
We mix it up. We mix it up. Yeah.
All right. I have Brandon in Houston. It says, "Are you familiar with Eimantas Stanionis?"
Yeah, I know him. I never met him. I just know who he is. Yeah. Good fighter. I actually watched his last fight against
Butayev. On the Errol Spence undercard.
The rumor is he's gonna fight Keith Thurman. What do you think? Too much for Keith, or Keith gets him? Or you rather not predict?
To be honest with you, like I support Keith, and he's a good guy, so I don't want to go against him. But
but you think he's done?
If he's done, I think that would be a 55-45 to Stanionis.
Wow!
On that fight, yeah.
You give Stanionis the edge.
I would give it to give it to him. Yeah.
What do you think?
What did you see in camp that you would give him the edge? Really?
I mean, Keith Thurman, he has a lot of fights, and then
the wear and tear. What is his heart not in it? What did you see?
Oh, I didn't. No, I'm not saying that I saw something like bad or something, right? I just think that Stanionis is at this stage of his career when you want to beat guys like Thurman, right? So I think for the most part it's just like the mental part, right? So Stanionis is he's gonna come out and be like, hey, I have to win this fight, right? Because the skill level, I would think it's similar at that level, right? And also it depends on the training camp, how the camp goes, how the sparring goes, right? But I would give it 55-45, a slightly edge to Stanionis on that one.
Wow. Oh man, that's the thing.
It would be a very that would be a close fight though.
Do you think you feel that way because Keith didn't get the knockout over Barrios?
I feel it this way because of Keith Thurman, he hasn't been fighting a lot recently too, right? And Stanionis, he's been active. He's been in the game all the time, and then that fight with Pacquiao didn't go very well for Thurman, and after that he kind of took a break, right? So it just depends, like I said, how the training camp goes, how Keith Thurman, what's his mentality going into the fight. If he's oh shit, I made my money, I'll fight, but it's not something that I actually must win, right?
Right.
For Stanionis is different, right? Because he's the up and coming fighter, undefeated fighter too, which is a big thing, right?
Nowadays that is very important. It feels that way almost. Obviously, it wasn't as important for Ugas, who had already lost several times before he got his opportunities, but the O is important, and Stanionis is undefeated, but Keith Thurman, I feel, is more experienced against big names, and I think it is a close fight, but you're the pro fighter. You're the one that's been in the ring with them, so
yeah. I mean, you hurt my heart, man. Keith, I love him.
Oh, I love him
but he's
too,
just never been the same. He's never been the same since he got married and took all that time off, and I didn't want him to take that Barrios fight because it's just too much comparisons. You let Tank knock out a dude you can't knock out. I don't like that. I didn't like that look for him, but that's a tough fight too. I think Stanionis is a tough fight. He's a very good counterpuncher.
Yeah.
He's durable. He took some punishment from Butayev, who's a dirty little fighter. What you think of Butayev? Did you see his 2 fights with Stanionis and with Jamal James?
I just watched the fight with Stanionis. Yeah, he's just a tough dude, right? And he can take a punch. He can throw back, right? So that was a very good win for Stanionis for sure.
Well, I think those are all our questions. Danny, if you don't have anything else, let me refresh here for the people on Patreon and make sure I didn't miss anybody. And that is it. We're going to take a quick intermission, take this picture with Lukasz, and be right back to answer all your calls. Lukasz, please give out any social media, anything you want to direct our audience to.
You can just follow me on my social media. You have to type in my name, which is very tricky for people that are not from Poland.
But you can. Well, your at is pretty_boy.
Yeah, where'd you get that from? Are you like? Is that like a Floyd tribute, or were you just considered a pretty boy in back in Poland?
Did you watch Public Enemies?
The movie?
Yeah.
Which one is that? Let me see. Danny's Googling.
Pretty
Danny
Boy
always
Floyd.
Googling.
Yeah, that was
cheating.
it. Like,
No, I haven't seen it, so I have to Google to see what he's talking about. Public Enemy.
Enemies. Yeah.
Enemies.
So there was a guy like on the very on the beginning of the movie.
Oh, Channing Tatum, Johnny Depp.
Yeah, they shot him, but
Shout out to Johnny Depp winning that 15 mil.
Yeah, right.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
From his wife?
Yeah.
They both have to pay each other though. I think she got 2 mil too.
Oh really?
So he's getting like 13 basically.
Yeah,
But why is she paying him? What?
for defamation. That's what he sued her for.
Oh.
But then he sued her for 50 mil, and then she countersued for 100 mil.
Lord. And they settled at 13.
Well, the jury found that she was in fact being defamatory. So
I remember this movie very well. This is with my one of my favorite actors, the dude Christian Bale. He played as Batman. He was the detective in this movie. Yes, I do remember this movie. It was very good. So, who's Pretty Boy in this movie?
Oh, the guy at the very beginning, like he died, right? But one of the guys.
What the hell is that? Trash truck. Oh, picking up the trash. Anyway, we're gonna get and take this picture. Lukasz, once again, thank you for coming on.
Yes, indeed.
And we look forward to having you back once you get that fight announced and or the managerial announcement. What up, YouTube family? Don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Help us get to that 1 million subscribers. We're on the road to 1 million. And obviously, we have other great content on our Patreon channel. So since this video is over, head on over to our Patreon and check out all the exclusive content or right here on our YouTube members.